What's up everyone? Today we're going to be responding to a challenge posed by a YouTuber by the name of Broken Bench. The main thing you need to know about him is that he's basically addicted to Mothman plus Frostwolf, which are both tier 2 pets which have wonderful synergy with each other, and he posed a challenge to the SAP community to go for the best Mothman plus Frostwolf build, and he will be the judge of the best build. But instead of going for that challenge, I kind of wanted to help my brother out because I can see that he's heavily addicted to the build and I wanted to help him quit it. So today we're going to be proposing an alternative, which is going to be, you'll see in the second if you have not seen it in the thumbnail already, Sea Urchin to replace the Frostwolf, and then we will also have a Hoopoe bird to replace the Mothman. Here I think I commit a little bit of a misplay. I should sell the frog first to swap the stats of the opossum onto the skeleton dog. But we do miss out on a +1/+2 worth of stats, but it's fine because the main unit we are concerned about is going to be the sea urchin at the back. We are losing right here, which is okay. We did a heavy transition, which is to be expected that we lose. But yeah, now we're going to be picking up double Stoat, hoping to sell at least one of them into a Hoopoe bird on the next turn. And while this battle is playing out, I will actually take a second to explain how this combo is going to replace the one that Broken Bench is addicted to. So the Sea Urchin's ability is to reduce the opponent by 5 HP, which is very similar to the Frostwolf's ability to apply a perk that lets you deal 5 more damage to the pet. So that is one of the replacements. The other one is the Hoopoe bird, which similarly to the Mothman is going to be dealing 2 damage. And the build is overall weaker than the Mothman plus Frostwolf combo, which I think it will go much appreciated by Broken Bench. So yeah, we will go and explore that a little bit later, how it's weaker, but for now we are scaling. We pick up a Dragonfly, we pick up a level 2 Weasel. Both of the stored cells resulted in a Weasel, which kinda sad honestly. We would have been happier with a Skeleton Dog or a Hoopoe bird, but I guess 2 gold per turn is not too bad. And yeah, starting from this turn even, we're going to take some levels because we're hoping to see one specific unit. And will we find it? We indeed do. It is the Anubis that we're looking for. If you don't know the Anubis' ability, it's super fun actually. It lets you re-trigger all feint abilities of tier 2 or lower pets at level 1 at the start of battle. So you basically get 2 triggers of any feint ability throughout the fight. And yeah, this is how this combo is worse than the Mothman, because Hoopoe bird is a tier 3, so you will need a level 2 Anubis in order to make that work. Same goes for the Skeleton Dog, which is kind of sad that we cannot abuse the Skeleton Dog scaling with the Anubis just yet, but we will soon enough as we roll for a level onto the Anubis. So yeah, that is the unfortunate part. Unlike most of Broken Bench's videos, we will have to invest in a level 2 Anubis, which means 6 more gold spent. And if we want to pick up yet another Anubis or a Tiger, that will be even more 6 gold to spend. So yeah, we're going to be potentially 12 gold down with this combo, and it's not even strictly better, which is kinda sad. But at least we're going to be having a good bit of fun right here as we roll for Anubis. We find one of them. I am not thinking about any gingerbread man currently. I do have them in the pack, but I want to skip using them if at all possible, because I also do have Husky in the pack for scaling, so I can potentially take that and forsake any sort of perks. But here we go, now we get to activate the Anubis. Now it's level 2, it's going to be triggering the ability of all of these pets that we have on the team currently. I here also could have taken a Quetzalcoatl, but I think I instead take the Oyster for the 1 free gold, which I don't know, it's debatable, which I think is going to be better out of the two. But here we go, at least the purchase did pay out because now we get to transition into a Poodle. This team very heavily benefits from Poodle scaling as well. We have a tier 2, a tier 3 and a tier 4 pet. And thankfully we lucked out by not buffing the Skeleton Dog because that will go eventually. And yeah, now you can see how this combo is going to work. The HP reduction of the sea urchin is going to be exploited by the Hoopoe bird that is going to deal 4 damage to the first and last pet. Here we are going to take a couple of lemons for protection. Ideally we are going to be wanting to replace them with 1-ups into the future, but for now I think lemon is going to be good enough, as I believe it wins us a couple of rounds, this would being one of them. But yeah, I think at this point in the game we only need to find some sort of better scaling than the poodle, and here we go, we do find a bird of paradise, which if we manage to get up to level 2 pretty quickly, I think we can make excellent use of. For now we're hopping into another fight. Our opponent's team is looking kinda scary, very scaled up, but we end up winning regardless, which is extremely good for us. You can see, despite this build being not so good, I am quite happy to see it be relatively successful. I also do have stuff like Manticore in the pack just in case I want to go for a flea, which I also believe I have put in the pack. So yeah, a lot of combos you can do. You don't have to go Frostwolf plus Mothman every single time, but for some reason Broken Bench continues to do so. So I really hope this video helps him like quit his addiction or something. But as we hop into another fight, I think we should be all good to win, especially now with a mushroom onto the Hoopoe bird, which basically doubles its damage output. And at this point in the game we can even transition into the tiger, which we very luckily find in the shop. We're going to try to extract as many bird of paradise abilities though, as we are going to use the mushroom onto the sea urchin now. We're going to replace it, that is another 10 HP worth of reduction. Bring in the tiger, give it some chocolate, get it closer to level 2. A level 2 tiger plus a level 2 Anubis will equal 3 triggers of feint abilities, and the mushroom even adding 1 on top, so in total we have 4 triggers of each of the feint abilities, so it can scale pretty well into the late game, and this run ends up going pretty late, so you will see how successful we are. For now though, we continue to need level ups. Maybe I should even put the tiger behind the Hoopoe bird for better efficiency, but now that the tiger is level 2 it will work with the Anubis, so we can start to see another evolution of the build. Now we get to trigger one more time. Are we strong enough to win? You can see the damage output is actually quite respectable. And we will probably even take out the unicorn pet at the back, which we thankfully do. The tiger cleans up with the help of the pepper. And you can see I have frozen one final puzzle piece to the build, which I don't want to include just yet because I am hoping to absorb some more bird of paradise scaling. Like, the main problem with this build is the fact that if you don't get to trigger the Anubis before their start of battle snipes, you can potentially get sniped out and lose. And this is exactly what happens in this fight. We get sniped, the Anubis does not trigger many abilities 2 times, and the tiger does not help out much as well. And we end up losing, so we want to get some attack onto the Anubis ASAP. At least 30 I think is going to be good enough. Like, most of the start of battle snipes I don't think are going to have more than 30 attack, excluding like maybe something like a leopard. But yeah, I think now we're going to sell out of the bird of paradise, bring in the Quetzalcoatl. That will help us level up the sea urchin, because ideally we want to have both of the frontline pets up to level 3. This is a team that we have no hope of defeating, sadly, because they're almost full 50-50s. We do come pretty close though, they're left only with a single 50-50 at the back and a small hammerhead shark. But I think now is about the time when I decide to transition into the final puzzle piece, as I find a sea urchin in the shop. And here we go, we pick up an albatross, which is basically the old version of the Wolverine. It increases damage dealt by damaging abilities by 6, I think, at level 2. So this Hoopoe bird is going to be dealing massive amounts of damage. You can see it dealing 12 damage. Unfortunately, the Albatross does not work with higher tier pets anymore, so that is a little bit of a downside, but thankfully we are using only a single Hoopoe bird, so we are going to be unaffected. And you can see 12 damage sniped by the Hoopoe, and we get to trigger that 4 times in battle. So that is absolutely amazing. We are going to be destroying hopefully high stated teams like the last one. And yeah, let's see how we fare in combat. Here we face Troubadour, which sadly is enabling Broken Bench's addiction of Mothman plus Frostwolf, but thankfully we managed to defeat him, hopefully proving to Broken Bench that this build is in fact superior. But yeah, now the final puzzle piece that we need is to actually get a level 3 Albatross, and there will be no more improvement from there. So hopefully this is going to be strong enough to win as we go into turn 19. Pretty scary looking team with a fly plus cobra plus an octopus. We are super vulnerable to battle snipes, but thankfully we just get a draw right here, so we get another chance to win. And another chance to actually level up the Albatross to level 3, since I don't have the ribbon for it just yet. Thankfully we find it with the very last gold remaining. Going into turn 20, we will be able to win. Let's hop in and see. And it will turn out to be a relatively scary looking team, but I think we're just barely going to be drawing against them once again. And now I believe this is going to be the final fight. There's really nothing much I can do. I can just stat up the Anubis a little bit to hopefully guarantee its ability triggering first. And that is what I think we will go for. A pair for a +2/+2, an apple with upside with the extra copy of the Anubis, and this is going to be the build. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I really hope that you like, sub, do all the generic stuff, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.